941 The Bay's Party Station, your boy Eric LaRock, and we have a very special guest in the building today. Ciara's in the building.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm amazing.
Welcome to Tampa.
Thank you.
You know, I know you're on your tour now. One thing I want to bring up first, I've seen a lot of interviews of you lately.
Mm-hmm.
You just like in a very positive space.
That's awesome. I am.
You
I'm
know?
in a happy place.
How does that feel?
Feels great. I feel like I'm in the happiest place and point of my life, to be honest. And I have a very good feeling these days. I've been having a good feeling about life. So it just feels great. You know, it does feel good when you wake up every day with like energy and like, you know, you're looking forward to the day and you're looking forward to the days ahead. So
Like you want to get things done.
yeah.
But sometimes you can go through some things in life where you get a little.
You definitely, now don't get me wrong, you know, we're traveling crazy back to back. So there are some days where I'm like, oh, I just wish I could just lay down and just stay in this bed. But, you know, I'm still happy to get up and, you know, and do my work. So, yeah.
Absolutely. But you're like no stranger to traveling. I seen you're an Army brat.
I am.
I was in the Army for 5 years, so like.
Yeah, I'm a military baby.
Where were you born at?
I was born in Texas.
Okay.
But I was raised most of my life in Atlanta.
Okay.
And I also, I used to live in Germany.
I lived in Germany for 2 years.
You
What part?
did? Gießen.
Gießen, okay. I was
What
down
about
like
you?
in Bavaria.
Okay,
know Hohenfels?
cool. No, I don't.
Nobody knows Hohenfels. It's like hole in the wall.
No, I know Frankfurt. I know the
cool.
common places, you know. But yeah, so Gießen. Then I lived in Monterey, California as well. But I'm from Atlanta though, so you know my whole family on my mom's side is from Atlanta. I spent most of my time there, so I would go back and forth. We would commute back and forth to Atlanta.
Do you think that traveling, like when you were a child, gave you kind of like a different outlook on life?
I definitely believe it gave me a necessary outlook on life. You know, I think it allowed me to really look at the world from a very open point of view, and a very broad, from a very broad perspective. You know, I kind of like saw us, everyone is one. I didn't really do the separation of like color and like, you know, it was just like we're all the same. That's all I knew.
And like people arguing this city, that
like
city.
no, it was like we're all the same, you know, and I think it really also prepared me in a sense for what I'm doing now too. You know, just the whole concept of moving around and having to travel and constantly being on the go and like, yeah, dealing with different people and being open-minded that way.
Okay. Speaking of people, I mean, obviously you've had some relationship things going on in the media. You know, you live your life pretty publicly. I'm not going to get too deep into it because I'm sure you're tired of talking about it. But it's definitely affected your music.
Oh, well,
right?
I definitely am inspired from my life experiences, without a doubt. Especially on this album. This album to me is probably it is, I think, the most real kind of, I don't know if the most real is the best way, but I just allow myself to be very vulnerable. And I wanted to dig a little deeper this go round. And, you know, and I'm very expressive, you know, about the things that I want, the things that I feel I need, the things I don't want, you know, and what I feel about myself too, how I believe in myself, like just everything. Like I really have been able to grow from my life experiences and my relationship experiences, you know, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and I see how you really honestly put it into the music. I was riding around listening to it. I actually got caught at the light. I was jamming to Lullaby.
Oh, awesome.
I had the windows down. I'm like jamming. I look over. There's a car full of girls looking at me laughing. I was like, oh, thanks a lot, Ciara.
No. They probably were
me up.
laughing because it was like, oh, he's so cute. Look how he's dancing to the music. They were loving it, I'm sure.
It was a good moment. But one of the cool things I thought of, like as I'm listening to the album, there's obviously some stuff in there about, you know, breakups.
Yes.
There's also a lot of positive stuff in there. So I think people can listen to that album from any walk of life, from any state that you're at in your life, whether you're going through hard times, whether you're in good times.
Yes.
And you can kind of relate to it. Is that something that you made like a conscious effort to do?
You know, I just really was just going, you know, I think I was really being expressive with just where I am, you know, and I feel like it's like, you know, life is what you make it. And,
Absolutely.
you know, we're human. We are going to have our ups and downs. And what I've learned, and I truly believe, is that it's all about how you handle and respond to things and deal with them. And, you know, you can will yourself forward. And sometimes I think it's easy to forget how powerful the mind is and how powerful the tongue is. And like, you know, you say the things that will happen. You really can say the things that will happen.
Manifestation.
Yeah, you really can. And so on this album, I say that to say, even in the moments that could be sad moments, I really am in a happy place, you know, and my son has brought me so much joy. I believe that was the biggest part of it all, you know, is that the energy that came with having my son, irregardless of what happened, and, you know, that, you know, me and my son's father aren't together, you know, there's still so much positivity that's come from that. And I definitely poured, you know, that energy into my music. And so while it could be some moments that could seem to be sad, it's like I'm looking at the light that's shining at the end of the tunnel.
It's fighting through that darkness.
And I believe that, and it's a bright light, and I choose to approach life that way. It's like, every day's not going to be perfect. There are going to be days where I'm going to be faced with more challenges for sure. But, I think that when you know that, you like to make life as easy as possible. And it's all about how we take on the situations that are given to us. And so I like being happy. I really do. I like
that. You have like this positive aura around you.
That's awesome. Thank you.
It radiates. Thank
you.
So we're having your son,
Yes.
He's about to be a year in what, a couple of days?
Yes, in a couple of days. What is today's date?
The 16th.
Yeah. What'd you say today's date was?
He'll be 1 on the 19th.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm sorry. What did I say?
You said he's going to be 19.
Sorry. Wait, rewind.
The kids are going fast these days.
No. Yes, he'll be 19 tomorrow. But he'll be 1 on the 19th.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So having him around, I know it's been completely different in the recording process and touring. How much different
my
has it
son
been?
has inspired me in such a great way. Honestly, well, first of all, he's my good luck charm. Having him on the road with me makes it so much fun. And then when it comes to my recording, I actually started recording my album 3 weeks before I delivered my son. And it was I wanted to make sure that I did that because I needed to have, I carved out 2 months to just be mom. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go into this new phase of my life. I'm not going to be doing work and doing this at the same time. I want to focus on just being mom.
You did it 3 weeks before you had him?
Yeah,
Was it
I started
different
working
in the studio trying to project?
While
you were pregnant?
No, you know what? It's so funny. One of my friends told me that when you're pregnant, you actually have more wind. It feels like you have more wind when you sing. And I do think that they might be right about that.
Some of the best cuts you recorded
You know what? You know what it was? I feel like it just kind of made my voice a little stronger. It's really weird. Because I really was definitely... I was digging deep. I'm not going to lie, and I think there's also this extra confidence that you have. Like there's some kind of special feeling that really takes over you, or it took over me. And so I say that to say that I started working 3 weeks before because I was like, look, I'm going to go into being mom for 2 months, no work, no nothing, but I need to have the creative confidence and a certainty of what I'm going to be doing once I start working again. Because I can't just be like, go and be mom and forget about work. Yeah. And so I did that 3 weeks before. And then right after my 2 months were up on just being mom, I went right back into the zone. And I really believe that having my son, prior to having him was already allowing me to tap into certain emotions that were a little different. And I think it kind of allowed me to be in touch with my true self even more. Like there's something about becoming a parent because you really have to put on your big pants now. You put on your big girl pants now. It's a whole different
animal.
Around
is done.
Yeah, no more playing around. And you have to be really sure about the decisions that you make. You got to be confident about your moves when you make them. You got to be sure. And I feel like my son has allowed me to be very, very in tune with my truest thoughts and my truest feelings. Like I'm not afraid to say what I don't like, and I'm not afraid to say what I do and what I want and what I don't want.
So from that, this is like you feel your most honest album?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I do. I feel like it's the
one
that's...
Is it your favorite album out of all of them too?
It is. In my first album was Goodies. That was my favorite album to date.
Which had some hits on it.
That was my favorite one to date. And then although my second album went #1 and was very successful for me, in the beginning part of the start of it. But Goodies was my first my favorite. And then now this one is my favorite. Okay. And I truly believe it's my best body of work. I was very fortunate to work with Dr. Luke and Harmony and Polo
and Missy
Don.
is back on there?
Yes, and Missy and Pitbull.
Let me ask you about Missy.
Yes.
Because I'm a big Missy fan.
Yes.
Missy's been kind of like
in the
dark
cut
for a little bit. Is she working on an album or something?
I don't like to answer questions from my friends without them being here, but I do believe Missy could be cooking up some good stuff.
I feel like if Missy comes out, she can wreck the game.
Oh, she's amazing. She's such a rock star. I just saw her the other day, and when I look at her, I just think like, wow, like this is one of the only artists to have been around as long as she has. And to look as amazing as she does, and to still feel as fresh, and like
came out with energy at the Super Bowl.
She's so innovative. Like she's just truly a genius. If you see her, if she walked in this room, you would just be looking at her like, wow, she's such a rock star. Yeah. And she's truly one of, she does. And it reminds me, it's like she really is one of the artists that paved the way for us, as artists and kind of set a tone, on like what true artistry is and what being innovative really means.
Yes. When Missy first came out,
Oh my
she was
gosh.
totally different than anything you had ever seen.
She and still is. There's no one to do what she's done. Visually, no one has done visuals like Missy has in her world at all.
Her and Hype Williams together. Or
Oh, well, her and Dave Myers.
Dave Myers too.
That's beast. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know her videos that she did with Hype so much. I know
did a few
Dave was
with
her guy. Which ones did she do with Hype?
I forget which ones it was.
Yeah.
We'll have to look up.
But
after
Dave,
this.
I know Dave is her guy. But I don't know if I Can't Stand the Rain was Hype. I don't know why for some reason I think
that's
was
the
maybe. Yeah, but
Which was the first.
whoever she worked with, her mind itself was just genius,
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's legend, like truly legend. Yeah, and she is on my album. Her and Pitbull are the only features on my album. They're both on the same song together, which was crazy.
Okay.
It's the king of energy and the queen of energy. And again, it's just so iconic, So, and what I love about her, she's always there for me when I call. We've had a lot of
you guys
success
have a really
together.
Good friendship outside of music?
Absolutely, yeah.
Who are some other artists that you have a really good friendship with? I know the industry's it's rough to have those type of
Well,
friendships.
you know what? I keep it really small. Like a lot of my friends aren't entertainers, to be very honest. But Kelly Rowland and I have a very cool friendship. Who else? I mean, to be honest, all the girls, whenever I see them, for the most part, it's always love. I don't necessarily hang out with people every day. But I do. I feel like I have a really good rapport with a lot of the girls that I run into, and it from my perspective, it's always love, because we're really blessed to be doing what we're doing, and
absolutely.
It's nothing
Not
cooler than
everybody
us
can be in this
females
industry.
supporting each other and lifting each other up. So. I mean, I have friends that are in the world of like just not entertainment, but just like that do great things. But
you worked recently with Nicole Scherzinger.
yeah, we actually worked together on the show for I Can Do That, which airs May 26th on NBC, and it's going to be such a fun show.
What does that show consist of?
Okay, so basically it's a variety show. And there, you also get a little comedy in the mix of it all, because Marlon Wayans is the host. And we also have really goofy moments too. Myself, Nicole Scherzinger, Alan Richardson, Jeff Dye, Joe Jonas, and Cheryl Burke. We all come together every week to compete. Basically, we basically there's 3 acts that come on the stage every week, right? You don't know what's going to come from behind the stage, but it's anything from the Blue Man Group to Penn and Teller Magic, to the Harlem Globetrotters, and you have to You have to see which one you think you can do. And when the stairs light up, you race up the stairs to pick the one that you want to do, and you better hope you got the one that you wanted, because you could end up being ASSED out. You could be like, oh, no, like really, do I have to do that? Like I've had a moment like
that you've been.
I've had a moment like that. I'm like, really, like. Why didn't I jump at the first thing when it came? I can't tell you what it was.
You got to wait to see it on NBC,
yeah, you got to
right?
wait to see it. But it's really fun to see that process. And, either way, you partner up with a person. After you pick the one you want to do, you pick a partner to do it with you. And then there's two more acts that come out that everyone has to choose between. And they have to race for that too. Okay. And then we all come back after a week of learning the challenge. And we compete against each other for what we learned. And the fans and the audience get to vote. And it's just a super funny process to even see that too. Like, it's really a fun show.
It sounds fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun and funny. Get ready to really enjoy yourself.
Make sure you check that out on NBC.
Yeah.
We're going to have Ciara coming back up in a few minutes as well. 941 The Bay's Party Station, Eric LaRock. I'm back with the beautiful Ciara. She's performing tonight.
Yes.
At the Ritz in Ybor City.
I am.
So you're kind of like in the middle of your tour right now, right?
I'm in the middle. We are. We're starting to get into the sweet spot of it all, because we started on the 3rd of May. Okay. And we've been rolling. Yeah, and the dates are going by so fast.
How does that work? Does it, when you first do like the first couple
Oh my gosh,
dates,
when you do the first shows, your nerves are really crazy. And the thing for me is that I've been running around like from doing the show, I Can Do That show, to like trying to prepare for the album and everything. And so I was just like really beating myself up with rehearsals. And you're like, oh my gosh, please let me deliver for my fans. Please let them be happy, And luckily the first night was crazy town. My nerves are definitely at an all-time high then, I like to not use the nervous word when I'm getting ready for shows. But I can't lie. I was definitely like, please let my fans be happy. Yes. And then I got out there and they were screaming so loud. The energy was so amazing. I was like, this is going to be great. And honestly, I've been having the best tour experience thus far.
That's awesome.
It really has been
Like,
so much fun.
Compared to your other tours, what's different between it?
This one right here, I think, is the best one. I love how, I love the layout of the actual set list. I love the flow of the show.
I seen you had a little lap dance action going on.
Yeah, we are doing something a little bit. I've never done that before. And it's
Is that
been
going
very
on at
fun.
every show, or is that?
I do it every show, actually.
You see me in the crowd with my hand up.
Eric, hey. So funny. But yeah, it's been fun. I've never done that before either. And I think also because this album, Jackie, it just really marks the most special time of my life. And I feel such a special energy. And I've been pouring that into everything that I'm doing. And I think there's just something just different energy-wise about, the show itself, too. It's like, I just want this to be one of the most special experiences for my fans, with me, and and hopefully many, many more to come. But yeah, I think it's also the approach to the show, and the music is just, again, it really is my best body of work.
I like it. I've been riding around listening to it for the past 2 days.
That's
it's got
awesome.
like up and down points. And it's got like some real, like old school, like boom, boom,
Yeah,
like some real jam songs.
I'm super
that you can
proud
ride around
of
and jam
it.
to.
I'm super proud of
But
it.
the single,
Yes.
I bet.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the background from that song.
Well,
I think everybody kind of knows who it's about.
Well, everyone has their own thoughts about, who they think the song is about and all that good stuff. But this song really is inspired from my life experiences that I've been through. And, and it's definitely a very real song. And it was one of those songs that it was formulated from real conversations as well. Me and the boys, or not just the girls, but me, the girls, and all the boys, we all sat and talked.
I recently went through a breakup, but I'm listening to that song like, you can relate to that from a female or a male perspective.
You really can, and that's the power of music. I think that's what it's really about, and I think also for me on this album, again, I want for my fans to really get to hear my voice more and kind of know how I think about things. Because over the years I used to be very, very quiet and very reserved, and I would just say only like a few things when I would speak, and somewhat. I don't want to say calculated because I wasn't trying to be, but I just really was afraid to say a lot because I felt like people would misconstrue, what I'm trying to say. And then you realize if you don't say it, then they're going to think whatever they want to think. Yes. Yeah. And so at least now, everything that I'm saying what I feel, I'm doing what I feel, and I'm happy with that. And that feels good because I really am just like, this is who I am. Like, I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of my flaws. Like, yeah. So, and you live life much better that way. So I've been able to learn a lot. Are you getting
more active on social media?
Oh, absolutely.
Is that kind of like what the show's for, to get people to...
Well, what I love about the show is that it allows people to get to see a different side of you. And this whole project for me is just really I want my fans, and God doesn't give you this, to me, God doesn't give me a platform to touch and speak to millions of people for just to do it. Like, it's not, I don't believe I'm here just to dance and sing. Like, there has to be something that I get to do with this platform that's given to me. And why not use your own life experiences to maybe help someone else or inspire someone or encourage them? And there's so many, people that come up to me and say, oh my gosh, this song has helped me so much. And like, people do get to see your journey, and there's a reason why you're an example in front of the world. And it gets really deep, and I think as I grow older, I really start to understand that. And I'm not perfect, but because the funny thing is, my whole career, I basically have been like learning as I'm moving in front of the world.
Yeah, which has got to be tougher than the average person.
Yeah, I wasn't raised up trained to do dancing and singing. I literally decided this is what I wanted to do at 14 years old. And shortly after I decided, everything started happening for me. And then, like, I had my behind the scenes where I was, working as a writer. I had signed my first publishing deal when I was like 15. And I signed my solo artist deal when I was 16, which some people don't know I started out in a group. That clearly didn't work out. But going forward, signed my publishing deal when I was 15.
You sang the national anthem too, right?
Oh, yeah. You heard that story? Okay, yeah. Here's the thing. I wrote down on a sheet of paper, that I wanted. I was like, okay, when I was 14, what am I going to do with my life after high school? And on the sheet of paper, I said, I'm going to write down what I want to do. I don't know why. I just felt, write it down, say it. Like,
it works.
Yeah, it really does. And it did work because my first goal was, it was 3 goals. The first goal was to get discovered. And then I wrote down how I was going to get discovered. I'm going to get in talent shows. I'm going to do this. Star Spangled Banner's coming up. I'm going to do that. So that's where that came from. The second goal was to sell 3 to 4 million records. And then I succeeded that, and I sold 5 million. And the third goal was to have longevity. And here I am a decade and a few years later. So, it just goes to show you the power of writing and believing.
In like manifestations and like law of attraction, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm really into that. I read a lot of books on it. Is there like a specific book?
There's not
or
a book.
Something that you read?
No, I heard about the book called The Secret, and apparently The Secret sounds like what this
I think that's
I'm
like the
talking about
gateway
is.
to it for everybody.
Yeah, I heard about that, and it's so funny because I don't know. I just feel like I have a very cool spiritual thing, like a really very special connection with God, and I don't know. It's just something that I feel like that. I just felt it in my soul, like write it and say whatever I feel, say what I no lie. That's been my life story. I have spoken everything. And even on the days that seem like they're the most toughest days, like, or something's not working how I want it to work, I realized that's a part of my dream. Like you think your dream, you think it's supposed to be all peaches and cream and it's supposed to be perfect.
It's harder to live your dream than to dream them.
Hey, I guess so. I think
it takes a lot more work.
You know what, dreaming is easy, yes, but actually living your dream, it does take work, and I never thought of it that way. And you just have to really like keep your eye on the prize. But either way, I did sing the national anthem before, and that was one of the things that I said I was going to do as a part of getting discovered.
Okay.
And then I went to sing the national anthem, and I was just going for it, and it goes, and the rock is regular, and you go on the high, and I was like going up, and I cracked, and then I paused in the middle. I was like, I'm so sorry. And then I kept on singing. it.
How old were you when that happened?
I was probably 14. I was 14,
sure
actually, because that's when it all happened. I was 14. I wasn't discovered then, so I was 14 years old. Yeah, I was. And my high school was pretty cool, so that was definitely a very crazy moment that happened then. But, hey, right. Look at me now. I'm getting paid.
There you go. So back to the single.
Yes, I bet.
It's a breakout. Like,
you know what? I have to say, I'm truly grateful because everyone's been showing so much love, and it definitely is a very real song, and it is inspired by my life experiences. And I have to give a big shout out to Tirado as well because I really call him the mastermind behind the poetry of it because it really is poetry to me, the way it's written.
Yeah.
I did freestyle a few things, from my heart on the song, but, beyond that, it really is inspired from my life experiences. I had to ask you this.
There's ad-libs on the song.
Yes, Tirado.
Like male ad-libs.
Yes.
Sounds like
his voice has
future sounding.
The funny thing is that Tirado, if you listen to any of the songs that he's been a part of writing, he has a certain tone that it's his tone, and that's what I can say.
That wasn't like a conscious shot.
No, that's his natural tone.
Okay, I just had to ask. But all right, so we're gonna wrap this up. But everybody in the Tampa area who may not have heard your song yet,
yes,
I'm gonna give you the chance to introduce it.
Tampa, what's up? It is your girl Ciara, and this song right here is my first single. It is called I Bet. This is for everyone. I'm sure everyone can relate to it and enjoy it. You're about to listen to it right now.
There you go. You heard it here first. Wild 94.1.